we are on day one of adult sail camp. And watching the gentleman, he has got a good driving technique. He's holding the tiller extension perfectly. I can see he has the main sheet in his hand, and they're trying to sail the boat upwind. So what's happening here is, you can see the sail is luffing a little bit, so the main sail can be brought in a little tighter. The crew is up on the deck, which helps hold the boat down. He's doing a nice job of steering the boat in a straight line. Just doing minor tiller movements, which is really good. The main needs to be brought in because he's almost trying to beat now, or go close hauled. So the main could come in probably another 2 or 3 feet, which will help the boat move forward much better. Go ahead and tack, you guys. Tack. Tack. All right, here we go. We're going to watch a tack now. Okay, he looked around, which is really good. He said ready about, which is excellent. Crossed behind him, which is really good. He changed hands. He needs to get his sail in, though. You don't need to let your sail out so much. Because remember, you're trying to go upwind. So right now, he could be steering the boat closer to the wind. That's what he should do. All right, but that was really good for day one. All right, she's getting ready to attack. She crossed behind her. Okay, the boat didn't quite cross through the wind, so she's correcting it, which is really good. There you go. Now watch the sails are going to fill. So good. Okay, now she can straighten the tiller out, which is great. Okay, she has the main sheet in her hand, which is very good. It's good technique. Doing a real good job keeping the boat in a straight line. She's making little adjustments with the tiller, which is really good. Here comes a little puff. You can see the boat heel. She lets the main out a little bit, which is excellent. That kind of depowers the boat. It's like taking your foot off the accelerator. You let the sail out a little bit. So she's doing a really good job here. Nice tiller extension. Sebastian actually moved his weight out on the deck, which helps hold the boat down. So this is really good driving here. All right, here we go with the San Juan sailor. He has really good holding technique with the tiller. He has the main sheet in his hand, which is very good. He saw the sail was luffing a little bit, so he can pull that sail in. He looks like he's getting ready for attack. He's tacking the boat. He crossed behind him. He reconnected. He has the sail in his hand, which is very good. He's pointing the boat away from the wind a little bit. And there the boat connects with the breeze and away he goes. Very good. It's a good job. Now it looks like we have a mark coming up here. Let's see him round this mark. When you round a mark, what you're doing is you're taking the boat from going upwind to downwind, and he's just going to pull the tiller towards him. Okay, he's easing the sails out. So here he goes. Ease your sail out. The boat will just take off. So that's really good format. Looks like he's going to get ready for a jibe here. Nope, they're just going dead downwind. Now when you go dead downwind, that means the wind is coming directly behind you. So basically the wind is coming from me hitting their boat. Here, your mainsail can be almost all the way out, and the wind is just pushing you now. But he continues to have really good form. He's holding the tiller right. He has the main sheet in his hand. He's really steady. Eyes are forward. So for day one, this is very good. All right, here we go. I'm liking the driving technique with the tiller extension. I see the main sheet is in her hand. That's the red line. She lost her hat, put it back on, and continued to drive straight in a nice forward line. Very good. There goes her 360. Pushes it away from her. She exchanged it behind her back, which is good. Okay. So what happened there was she just kind of got her hands kind of confused a little bit, and so now the boat is going downwind. But again, this happens, and now that she has experienced that, she knows what happens if you either let go of the tiller or you drop your hat and you look down, that the boat is just going to turn. So, but she did a real nice job reconnecting with it. And there she goes in a nice straight line. She has really good form driving the boat in what I call a straight line, but meaning she's just moving forward. She's not moving the tiller around a lot, kind of like a saw. She's not doing that. And there goes a little puff, and she really kept the boat going straight, which is really good. She did a 360. Now we're going to try another tack here. All right, so what I'm seeing here is that she looks a little uncomfortable in her driving position. So she has her body kind of facing forward. Here goes her tack. She crosses behind her, which is really good. Now that's a really long tiller extension, which got caught on the main sheet, but she corrected it really nice. She's doing a good job tracking the boat forward in a nice line. She's not sawing very much. Okay, now here's an example of when the boat gets too close to the wind, then the sails start to luff and the boat slows down. So here, Nick will instruct her either to tack the boat or to pull the tiller towards her. So there, she pulls the tiller towards her. So they're actually going to go through a tack now. Good. She remembered to cross behind her, which is really good. She needs to straighten out the tiller now. And then away she'll go. So that's really good. She has nice driving technique now. If she moved forward a little bit, and again, point your knees towards the middle of the boat, it just makes it a lot more comfortable. You can see she kind of looks a little uncomfortable, her position right now. So there she's executing a tack. She crossed, looking forward, which is excellent, behind her back. And then she straightened the boat out, and there she goes. So that's really good. Again, for day one, I'm really impressed with the driving I'm seeing today. This is really good for day one. There goes their tack. It was real good. Reconnected, got right back on the wind, and away they go. That was a nice tack. Technique looked really good. These are really nice tacks. Reconnecting with the wind, and the boat takes off. All right, here we go. Look at this boat. Big puff just hit him. Went forward really nice. Looks like a 360 he did. He's tacking behind the boat. Now, did you notice how fast the boat tacked? Because as the wind picks up, as the wind gets stronger, everything happens faster. So he did a really good job pushing the tiller away from him, crossing the boat, looking forward, and then reconnecting. So he's doing a really good job driving here. Really good technique. You see he's holding the main sheet. The boat is moving in a really nice straight line. Little puff hits. So, good. The jib doesn't need to be released when a little puff hits. The jib needs to be brought in, which is what he did, which is good. The instructor is pointing down, so they're going to bear away now. They're going to bring the bow of the boat away from the wind. The sail should be released. The main needs to be released, which he's doing right now, which is really good. This is really, really good driving. He's looking around. I can see he's real attentive. He's doing an excellent job the way he's holding the tiller extension. The boat's tracking really good in a straight line. Here goes a jibe. I don't think that was on purpose. I think that was accidental. So this is where we talk about just paying attention, realizing what you're doing. That if you're on a jibe, let's say you're on a port jibe, and you just keep turning the boat, in other words, if you just keep turning, the boat's going to jibe automatically, which is what happened there. So that's just a thing about focusing and understanding, how to drive a boat downwind. So here he goes again. He's going to drive downwind. Now, if he keeps turning the boat like he's doing, the boat's going to jibe, which is what's starting to happen. The boat is jibing. All right, so it's just learning how to drive a boat downwind is what's happening here. So, all right, here goes his first tack on camera. Crossed it behind him. Had a little problem with the exchange of the tiller, which again is just timing the tiller and learning how to do that. Okay, see, notice his tiller technique. We want that tiller extension to be in front of him, not behind him. He just grabbed the main sheet, which is good. Notice how the boat is tracking forward in a really nice line. It's got a good feel for the boat. Okay, the only thing I see is he's not doing a 360. He's looking forward, crosses the tiller extension, reconnects, has the main sheet in his hand, which is really good. And again, there he goes off on port tack now. Sail is luffing just a little bit, so that was really good. He brought the tiller towards him, which brought the bow of the boat away from the wind, and that filled his sails. So that was really good technique. He's doing a really good job here. Good job at driving for day one. He's looking around. That was a 360 he did. Here goes his tack. Changes it behind him. So he's having a little trouble with the tiller extension, but again, that will come with time. As he drives more, he'll figure that out, how that tiller extension tacking at handles. He'll take care of that. It's just time on the tiller. The good thing is that he corrects right away. He's doing a nice job driving upwind like he's doing. So this is a really good job of driving here. Goes tacking. He's looking backwards. He's not even looking where he's going. We need to teach that out of him. Here comes a big puff down the lake. It's going to hit him any second now. Right now, big puff. Just hit him. You can see how dark the water is to the right of him. There's a big puff. If he had the main sheet in his hand, all he had to do there was release the main, and the boat wouldn't have rounded up like that. So he's not holding the main sheet at all. He needs to have the main sheet in his hand. The sail's luffing, so he needs to pull his sail in. Or turn the boat away from the wind a little bit, and that'll fill the sails. He's looking backwards when he's tacking. So he's got to complete his tack, keep turning the boat through the wind. The bow of the boat is going to pass the wind, and then he's going to go from starboard to port tack, and the sails will now fill as he steers away from the wind, and then the boat will get moving forward. That's a good job. Sail's luffing there. He either needs to bring the sail in or steer the boat a little away from the wind to then fill the sails. All right, good job. All right, we're going to do some downwind jibe techniques. Push the tiller away from her.
Push the tiller over.
She reconnected, dragged the main over. That was really good. She goes up on the rail, which is excellent. It helps her see better out the front of the boat. The tiller extension is really, really long. That's why she's holding it behind her. Yeah, so here goes a, oh, that's not a jibe. She went to jibe, but she started a tack, so she corrected it now. And here she's going to jibe. Remember, on a jibe, the back of the boat crosses the wind. So she's bringing her main over, which is good. She grabs the tiller, straightens out her course, which is great. She repositions herself to steer better, which is good. Okay. She's doing really good. She's doing a really good job. She's sitting out. All right, here we go again. Here she goes. She's looking around. Crosses behind her. corrects her course, grabs the main sheet, and gets back on course. Really good. That's a good job. That's really good downwind driving. All right, he's doing a 360. Getting ready to tack. Tacks. He's really late crossing the boat. Really, really late crossing the boat. He needs to cross the boat when the wind crosses the boat. But then he reconnects onto the breeze, and that's good. He centers it. He's holding the tiller really well. Has the main sheet in his hand. They're looking around for a 360. Getting ready to do another one, which is good. Here he goes. He needs to cross the boat now. So he's crossing the boat just about 2 or 3 seconds late. But then after that, he gets back on. He does a nice job straightening the boat. Does a really good job steering the boat straight. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're going to do one more. Crew's looking around. Skipper's looking around. 360, which is nice. Right when the jib breaks, now he should be crossing. Okay, he does a real nice exchange behind his back. Gets the boat back on the wind, which is good. All right, this is really, really good for day one. Good job. All right, here we go. New student, about to practice some tacks. Doing a 360, he's looking around. Crew looked around. Here he goes tacking. Crossed the boat a little early. The boat hasn't quite tacked yet. Okay, the boat never really tacked through, so he needs to basically take the tiller and force it to the left. There he goes behind him. So he's in irons right now. Irons is a term when the boat is pointing straight into the wind. The boat is stopped and you have no steerage. So a good way to do this is to backwind the jib, bring the jib up to this side or to this side, and that'll help the bow of the boat steer away from the wind. If you did it this way, it would go this way. So right now they're in irons. This is a good lesson on how to get your boat, why we go into irons. That's the term irons. And there goes the instructor. The instructor is going to backwind the jib. See how the jib is forced backwards? It brings the bow around. They bring the jib back in. And then the boat moves forward. So here we have a nice situation with 3 boats here all kind of meeting. All right, so this guy here is going to head up a little bit, great, to avoid the blue boat, which is really nice, because both of these boats are on starboard. So he head up to avoid that boat, which is good driving. Now we're back up going close hauled, or beating. He's got a good driving technique there, holding the tiller extension. Doing a 360, looks like they're getting ready to tack. Now, so all that I see happening here is that the skipper is rushing to get to the other side before the bow of the boat crosses the wind. That's why we continue to get into this iron position here. So, okay, the bow of the boat has crossed, the jib needs to be brought in. The jib's luffing. The jib needs to be brought in. And then the boat will reconnect with the wind and it'll start tracking straight ahead. Okay, so he's doing a nice job steering here. got a little puff. He's doing a good job driving through the puff. He eased his main out a little bit. That's a really long tiller extension. And in this situation, the way he's holding the tiller is okay, because it's really, really long. Here's her first tack. She didn't do a 360. She crossed it really nice behind her back. She reconnected with the main sheet. She needs to get the main in tighter. The main needs to go in tighter. She's holding onto the tiller. She's not using the tiller extension. Okay, the instructor just told her about pointing upwind. Going downwind. She did a full tack. Okay, that's good. She's getting back on the wind. She's get that main in. Get that main in tighter. You're going upwind. Good. Got a nice little puff here. The boat's moving really nice. Look at the crew hiking out. That's excellent. That's really nice. Going through a tack. Got to do a 360 and look around. She's doing a good job of crossing behind her and reconnecting with the main sheet, which is really good. And she gets the boat back on the wind. So that's good driving. Main's out way too far to be going upwind. She's trying to go upwind. She's trying to beat. The only way you can beat close hauled, the closest you can to the wind, is with that main way in. So the main is out way too far. Doing another 360 here. Crew's all looking around. As she goes in tacks, crosses the boat a little early. Figures out her tack. She's looking at her jib. She sees the jib fill, and she straightens the boat out. Very good. He's doing a nice job sailing upwind. The sail is in really tight. It's actually in a little too tight. A good rule of thumb is that the boom should be in the center of the boat, but never to windward. Okay, here goes another tack. She's looking forward, crosses behind her, completes her tack, straightens out the boat, keeps her main sheet in her hand, which is really nice, and she goes off on her new starboard course. Looking around again. There she goes. Tiller goes away. Tacks the boat. She grabs her main sheet, gets the boat back on the breeze with the sails in. This will be an example of, see how the end of the boom is actually to windward of the center line of the boat? That means that main is in a little too tight. Because you can see the center of the boat is the rudder there. And you can see that the boom is to windward. To windward. Now here she goes with another tack. She crosses behind her. Oops, she didn't complete her tack. So that's just a little example of crossing a little early. And then she crosses. She completes her tack. And away she goes. These are really good. Good tacks. Another one. Let's watch her technique. Back boat tacks. She crosses to the other side behind her. Grabs the main sheet, goes back on port tack. Really nice tacks. All right, another Flying Scot has just started the race. See how the crew is on the low side and heeling a little bit? Driver is in a high position so she can see really easily here. She can see ahead of her. She can look at her sails real easy. She has a good driving technique. I'm not sure if she's holding the main sheet. She's definitely not holding the main sheet. The boat's moving really nice. It's a good course. Good heel on the boat. They're moving really well for such light air. So the San Juan race just began, and here's two boats on the line, and then here's two more boats. It's really light conditions, but they're moving well. And here is our fifth San Juan. So the purpose of this is not necessarily for your finishes or how you're doing, but just maneuvering the boat. Getting from point A to point B, being at a specific place. You know, let's just say you're coming into a channel somewhere and you only have it a limited space. Well, that's what we've created here between the pontoon boat and the pin. So here are the 5 San Juans. They've just started the race. They're all on starboard tack. And they're all heading for that mark. So eventually, they're all going to have to tack, so they should all be aware of the boat that's around them. So here goes the first boat, tacking. Obviously, they had to avoid the boat that was in front of them, and they cleared behind him nicely. But here's a situation where they're on port and they're going to encounter these boats on the right. 2 of them have tacked onto port, so this boat is now clean. Nobody's really in front of them. This boat in the center, they're just having to avoid. But they really shouldn't have to. They're on starboard, and she's really footing off, but she's on starboard. She didn't really have to do that, avoid the collision. The yellow boat on the right here should have avoided them. It's just a rules of the road situation that we're going to learn.
You want to go with them, don't you? Oh, you want to stay behind them. Okay.
All right. right, so whereas all 5 of the San Juans were on starboard, now all 5 are on port, heading to that destination point. We're simply using the mark as a reference for somewhere you need to get to, say a harbor mouth or a dock. All right, so here's a situation where we have 4 San Juans. The San Juan closest to me is in the wind shadow of both of these boats, the yellow boat in front of them, and this boat here is also putting off a little wind shadow. What that does is that takes the air out of your sails and makes your boat a little harder to maneuver. You know, this example could be if you're sailing next to shore, you know, and there's a hillside. Well, you have to be aware that that hill, if the wind is coming from this direction, well, that's going to just block your wind, which is going to make it harder for your boat to maneuver. The skipper is sitting as far out as they can on the boat, which is great. It helps you to see the jib and helps you see beyond the mast. Same with this skipper. Sitting out. Sometimes you can actually sit up on the deck and that helps you to see better. Going around an obstacle is an important lesson to learn. Let's just say there's a buoy mark or a channel mark out in a river or in a bay. So learning how to go around something in the water is very useful. So these boats coming at us, who has right-of-way here? These 3 boats on the right are all on port, but they are lured boats. Here we have our first boat around the mark, holding the main sheet, which is nice. They're looking around. They're all having communication. They're talking about where to go, what to do, which is nice. So what I'm seeing here is that the skipper is going to the low side, which is helping the boat, give the boat a little heel. It also helps, gravity is helping to hold these sails down, which will help the light air stay connected to the sails. Excellent job. Now go get that guy in front of you. Here's your next boat around the mark. Communication is really good between crew members. We're talking about what's going on, where the wind is, how the sails are set. Where are we going next? You're looking ahead. Obviously these 2 are going to the pin or to the pontoon boat. And if this was a racing situation, we'd be talking about which is closer to us, the pin or the boat. Could be some dialogue going on here. They're all pointing ahead. Here comes your next group. right, here we go. San Juan Fleet. Woohoo! Congratulations, you guys. Nice job. It was a nice job. It's a good exercise.
15 seconds.
15 seconds to the start. Here we have Diane is kind of tracking real well below Oz there. Here comes our next starter. And there's the start. So we have 3 boats. Really good job right on the starting line, which is good. That's good control of your boat. You were able to listen to time and get good timing. Boat here is just a little late, but that's okay. It's still really nice. And here we have 4 boats in the sequence. So the wind looks really nice. Cornet here is sitting a little too far back in his boat. He needs to scoot forward. Well, he must have heard me, because there he goes. He's sitting way too far back. So now it's really just, everybody's getting a feel for who's around them. The boat here to the left is obviously getting some bad breeze, some bad wind. And you can see how he can't bring his boat as close to the wind because his wind is so disturbed. And this is a situation where you're entering a harbor and there's lots of boats around. And this just affects your ability to maneuver and your forward momentum, because these 3 boats here to the right are taking this 4th boat's air. All right, here comes our victor. There's the pin. Listen for the horn. Nice job, you guys.
All right, good job. Slave.
Nice.
Slave.
Lots of activity going on the lake today. Here comes Cornet. Nice job, you guys.
45430.
Woohoo! Good job, everybody. Follow them, please. All right, here's a real good example of going dead downwind. The crew is holding the jib out on the other side. That's called a wing and wing technique. So they're maximizing all their sail area being hit by the wind. The driver has the main sheet in his hand. Looking good. Look at this finish we have here. Really close. Woohoo! Nice job! Good job, you guys.
Good job over there.
Excellent sailing.
$58.92, you are over early. 58.92, over early.
Just let him go.
Let him go. Tell him to go on.
All right, that, my friends, in the sailing world, we would call the perfect start. She was right at the boat when they started. It's all looking good. So here we have 3 boats. Pretty close quarters, all heading to the same place. All 3 of them are going to have to tack from starboard to port eventually. There goes the first boat. There goes the second boat. So they're all kind of clearing each other. this boat from the back is able to come up and sail up on 5892. A lot of that could be one, wind pressure, where their mains are set. If one main is out too far and they're not going fast enough. And here we have 4 boats now, all in really close quarters, and they're all doing a great job, kind of keeping calm, being patient. And there comes a 5th boat out there. So we're just going to kind of hang here and watch what happens. The San Juan, yellow San Juan through there is the only boat on starboard. All right, here goes what looks like your lead boat. Is tacked over onto starboard, heading towards the mark in a really, really good amount of wind. Here comes a puff I can see on them. There's a puff. They ease the main out a little bit. They bear down and the boat will flatten out. There's 2 San Juans with some puff. He eased the main out, which was great. That brought the boat back down, gives you control. Doing a really nice job at driving here on day 3. Nice job, everybody. Really close sailing going on here. The boat there to the left went a little wide, so the yellow boat here tucked inside there. The boat behind jibed suddenly, avoided a collision. Lots of traffic here. Everybody's doing a good job. Real big puff here. If you can look on the water, this Flying Scot is in a nice puff. Driving technique is really good. Here's another port starboard situation. Boat's coming across on starboard. Oz there did a good job of bearing off to avoid. A lot of real good close quarter sailing today. Everybody's doing a great job. Starboard boat situation here. San Juan did a good job heading up to avoid, which is excellent job. I heard the Flying Scot, I heard somebody yell out starboard, which is great. So here we are in day 3 of the sail camp. Look how great everybody's sailing right near each other. Everybody looks really smooth and calm. I don't see any big steers, any immediate moves. It's great, great job by everybody. Look at how close everybody is, and it's nice and easy. Got some real close. Remember, this is day 3 now, so everybody's doing a great job doing their boat handling skills. Nice job, you guys. Congratulations.